one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
From the Albuquerque Journal, we get this story about alleged public official racketeering. For the past 15 years, at least 2 lawyers and officers from the Albuquerque Police Department, the New Mexico State Police, and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office ran a racketeering enterprise, taking bribes in exchange for letting drunken drivers off the hook, according to newly filed federal criminal records. Now, the disclosures in one of the largest corruption cases to hit New Mexico came Friday as a central figure in what federal prosecutors have dubbed the DWI enterprise admitted his role in the scheme. Ricardo Mendez, who's 53, who has been the private investigator for attorney Thomas Clear III, pleaded guilty on Friday to racketeering, bribery of an agent receiving federal funds, aiding and abetting, interference with commerce by extortion under color of official right, and conspiracy. Now, Mendez's attorney could not be reached, and he was released on his own recognizance, and his sentencing is set for April 29th. Now, federal prosecutors stated in the plea agreement that Mendez has clearly demonstrated a recognition and affirmative acceptance of personal responsibility for the defendant's criminal conduct. Who cares? As long as he continues, I don't care if he feels bad, as long as he continues to accept responsibility, they said he is entitled to a reduced sentence. Clear, reached by phone, said he wasn't aware of the criminal filing and had no comment when asked about his alleged involvement. Asked if the Albuquerque Journal could speak with his attorney, Clear responded, no comment. Now, a spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney of New Mexico, Alexander Ubayez, told the Journal, quote, the investigation remains active and ongoing, and at this time we are not in a position to comment on potential future legal proceedings or individuals who may be involved, end quote. Court records filed Friday say the DWI enterprise dates to 2008 and described its operation like that of a gang. Go figure. With involved law enforcement using coded language, teaching the scheme to new recruits, and asking supervisors to make sure it stayed under wraps. At least 2 former DWI officers placed on leave in the case had worked in internal affairs. You hear that? On Friday, Albuquerque Police Department announced they put 2 more officers on paid leave, Lieutenant Matthew Chavez and Lieutenant Kyle Curtis. The Albuquerque PD spokesperson Gilbert Gallegos said both worked in the DWI unit, and Chavez joined in 2008 while Curtis joined 2000. In a statement Friday, APD Chief Harold Medina said, as I've said many times over the past year, we will leave no stone unturned when it comes to exposing this conspiracy. It is disappointing on so many levels because it appears police officers from several agencies conspired with at least 2 lawyers and a paralegal to manipulate the criminal justice system at the expense of victims of DWI, he said. New Mexico State Police said they were not aware of any such activity among its ranks. Quote, at this time, we do not have information to believe any of our officers were involved in this criminal conduct. Yeah, okay. Officer Ray Wilson, a state police spokesman, said the New Mexico State Police has been and will continue to cooperate with investigators. Well, you don't have a choice. Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen said he placed Deputy Jeff Hammerell on paid administrative leave due to his ties to the case. Sheriff Allen said in a statement, corruption has no place in law enforcement, and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will fully cooperate with its federal partners. In keeping with our commitment to transparency, Sheriff Allen will review all relevant documents and provide a detailed update to the public as soon as possible, according to a spokeswoman with the Sheriff's Office. The filings in U.S. District Court in Albuquerque were the first to mention Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office deputies or state police officers being involved in the corruption case, which came to light in January of 2024 after FBI agents raided Clear's office and the homes of several current and former APD DWI officers. In the wake of the raids, Albuquerque PD kicked off its own internal probe and placed officers Harvey Johnson, Honoroyo Alba Jr., Joshua Montano, Nelson Ortiz, Darren Diaguero, Neil Eisman, and Lieutenant Justin Hunt on leave. All seven resigned before they were supposed to be interviewed as part of the IA investigation. Now, additionally, APD Commander Mark Landavazo was placed on leave and eventually terminated for violating department policies uncovered during a separate investigation that came out of APD's internal probe into the case. In the fallout of that investigation, because the officer's credibility potentially could be questioned, Second Judicial District Attorney Sam Bregman's office dismissed more than 200 DWI cases that had been filed and were pending at the time of the FBI searches. None of the APD officers or any other law enforcement officers have been charged in the case, according to online federal court records. Clear, who is named in the court filings as co-conspirator, also had not been charged as of Friday afternoon. Court records show Clear has not taken on a criminal case since the day FBI agents raided his office. He also resigned as longtime chairman of the State Public Defender Commission, which governs the state law office of the public defender. In his plea agreement, Mendez said another criminal defense attorney participated in the scheme, identified only as co-conspirator number 3, and inferred that other attorneys may have been involved. Prosecutors say as part of the racketeering conspiracy, each member and associate of the DWI enterprise served a different role to subvert the criminal justice system. On the attorney side, prosecutors say there was Clear, who specialized in DWI defense, and his private investigator Mendez, who handled the day-to-day coordination of the scheme. On the law enforcement side, the members changed over time as they came and went from the APD DWI unit. And then it goes down from there. So, yeah, it's really lengthy, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I just want to say, look, the real question here, and it's up here, and for those of you who live in New Mexico, you should be asking yourselves this. Is the driving while intoxicated, what do they call it, enterprise, is that DWI enterprise, is that the only enterprise they had going, DWIs? Or are there other ones? Maybe homeless people were, I don't want to say robbed, but racketeering, innocent people. Now, when it comes to DWI, DUI, all of these things, I have no sympathy for people getting caught doing that. If you get caught DUI or DWI, you go to jail, as far as I'm concerned. Because in the last couple of months, we've had fatalities here, and a couple of them were head-on crash where a drunk driver smashed into somebody. The innocent sober person, it was fatal. For the drunk driver, he went to the hospital, got patched up, and went to jail. So I have no sympathy for somebody that's caught DUI or DWI. However, the real question is that the only enterprise with these guys? They're calling it the DWI enterprise, but is that the only thing? Maybe they were bribing, or there's a word I'm looking for, coercion. Is that the word I'm looking for? But, catching innocent people who've committed no crime and getting money from them. Hey, we'll take your ass to jail for resisting or interfering unless you just give me $20 right now and I'll let you go. 148A in California, see, that was very easy to run a scheme like that. Well, you're obstructing me right now. Now I'll take you to jail unless you give me $20. So that's the real question. Is this the only enterprise of these law enforcement officers, or were they going outside of DWI incidents and just getting money from coercing money from innocent people? You see where I'm going? See where I'm going with that?